Hello, welcome. Welcome to day 2. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome to day 2. As you come in, go ahead and say hi. How you doing? Let us know how you're feeling today. Again, drop those city and states so we'll know where you are tuning in from. Come on in. We're going to wait a few minutes, let everybody get in the room. We're going to give it a few minutes. Let folks get logged in. Come on in. Can you all hear me? All right, good to see you, Dr. Shakira, again for day 2. I see you in the building from Texas. All right, Minister Celeste. Hello. Come on in. How the weather out there in Texas? If we in Alabama, it was hot today. I think we had reached the 80s today, but I love it because I don't like the cold and I was tired of the cold. All right, we got Ohio, Detroit. Oh, it's hot. Right. Right. I think Texas, probably one of those other states that between Texas and Florida, hotter than Alabama. So I like my Alabama hot. Well, I don't know. I ain't gonna say I like it. I like it right now. When it gets probably around June, yeah, we're not going to be. It was 93 degrees today. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's a little early hot for me. Yes, I did not. No. I don't want to do the 90s just yet. It's coming for us, but I don't want it just yet. All righty. Come on in. We're going to wait a few more minutes. Let folks log on. And then that'll give me time to pull up. I know it. Yeah, that's that stay in the house weather. Michigan. 40 degrees in Michigan? No. I may take that 93 over that 40. I'm pretty sure I'd take the 93 over the 40. Let's see. I saw Ohio. How's the weather in Ohio? Evelyn, how's that weather? All right. Well, y'all, yesterday I did not get a chance to drop Rashad's information into the chat. And so what I am going to do is put his website, and at the bottom of his website is his contact information. So let me pull that up while we're waiting on people to get in the room. But I don't know about y'all, but I enjoyed Rashad yesterday and that cake mythology. I was like, "Ooh, wait a minute. I've never heard of this." And the whole microwave versus the oven. Woo. That was amazing. All righty. So I am putting that in the chat. So if you can grab it, and then you can follow him on his socials. Reach out to him. An error. Wait a minute. Okay, well, there was an error from Facebook, but y'all still should see it through YouTube. They want me to try it again, but we're not going to try it again. Oh, wait a minute. Evelyn says it's 40 degrees. We're in Ohio, too. Ooh, yeah, we're going to stay south. We're going to stay south. Me and, no. Me and Dr. Shakira, we're going to stay south. All right. So let's get rocking and rolling. We're about 6 minutes after. I think we'll give folks time to get in the room. We're going to go ahead and do this thing. So the first thing we're going to do today, we're going to do our winners. Well, let me go ahead and tell you what's in store for today. So we are day 2. Day 2, we're going to talk about an overview of D9. What does it mean? Remember yesterday I said in order for you to service a community, you really need to understand the community, right? To get it right. You can't design for people or individuals that you just don't know a lot about. So we're going to learn about it today. And then we're going to get into the D9 market and see where are people who are buying and what they're buying, right? But before we get into that, we have some winners that we need to find. All right. And so I'm going to try to do this again because I want to do the wheel live. So I need to present. And I want to share my screen and then share screen. And I want this one. Let me know in the comments if you are able to see the wheel. Are you able to see the wheel? And Vashawn, I know you are there. I can't see my comments. Yes, you can see the wheel. Yay. And you are still seeing my screen because I switched to a different view and hopefully you can see it. Yes. Okay, great. All right, here we go. This is our free folks. And so you see there's a 50-50 chance that one of the two of these individuals are going to win a VIP spot. All right, so I am going to tap on this wheel. Wait, I done lost the wheel, y'all. Here we go. All right, I'm going to tap on this wheel. We're going to do some spinning and see who our winner is. Miss Barbara. This wheel is only for free folks because it's the VIP seat. It's for a VIP seat. But we do have Miss Barbara there. Now we're about to get a VIP wheel going. Are we ready, VIP? We're going to remove this wheel. Now we're going to stop our screen share so we can add. Yes, let's show Miss Barbara some love, saying congratulations, congratulations. All right, now VIP. All right, I'm going to share the screen. Y'all see the wheel? Let me know if you see the wheel. All righty. Okay, we see the wheel here. Yay. All right, cool. Now, let's find out who's our winner for today. VIP. Who do we have? Who do we have? Oh, okay. Dr. Shakira. Congratulations. Congratulations. Let's give some love to Dr. Shakira. Congratulations. You are the winner of the Divine 9 history book. I showed that book on yesterday. I do not have it with me, but I will reach out to you to get your information so we can get that put in the mail to you. Congratulations. And then when I was talking about this book yesterday, I forgot to mention that the author of the book is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, and his wife is a member of Delta Sigma Theta. So I feel like the AKA history and the Delta history is a little skewed. That's just me. But it is a great read. Congratulations. And I will be reaching out to you to get that to you. All right. All right. Who's ready for today? We got lots to cram in for today because we're going to talk about each one of these Greek letter organizations, right? And we're just going to get into it. So I am going to get to where I need to be on my slideshow. And then I am going to share my screen. I hope I am. I think it's Alt Tab. Yep. Let me know. Bashan, I know you're there. If you can let me know if you are seeing my screen. Unfortunately, I am not able to see the chat. Let's see if I can pull me up on another device. I tried to earlier, but for some reason, I wasn't able to do so. Okay, you cannot see it yet. Let's do it this way. I noticed yesterday that you all were able to see the screen, but you were not looking at it in presentation. Oh, there you are. Hey, you are not able to see it in presentation mode, but I think it's better for me to be able to see you all in the comments than presentation mode. All right, let's see. If I go from current slide, yeah, there we are. And so, Vashawn, if you can just help me out a little bit, if there are questions in the comments or anything, if you'll just shoot me a quick text. Thank you. All right, y'all, let's get into it. We're going to learn some history. We're going to start right off with history. Then we're going to talk about the organizational structures of these organizations. Then we're going to talk about the buying behavior because we need to know that to be a successful vendor, right? Because you don't want to have a whole lot of inventory that's just going to sit there, right? And then we're going to talk about the D9 market. All right, so here we go. What is D9? You know, you hear people refer to D9 in several different ways, right? The Divine Nine, and that stands for the 9 organizations that belong to the National Panhellenic Council, right? And so what that is just this collaborative umbrella, and they are composed of these 9 organizations. And so historically, they have been called the Black Greek Letter Organizations. So you may have also heard that as well. Right. So I want you all to get some notes today. We won't have a Q&A type deal for winners for tomorrow. However, you know, I still want you to be able to refer to your notes when you are trying to decipher for yourself which organizations you want to try to be licensed in first, or just which organizations you want to have your history right in to remember, right? So Black Greek Letter Organizations, National Panhellenic Council, NPHC, the Divine Nine, the D9, all of those refer to, right, the 9 fraternity and sorority organizations, right, that are primarily catered towards African American and Black individuals. NPHC, this governing body, this council, was established in 1930. And so 1930, that's after the first, the majority of the D9 organizations, right? And we'll get into the years, but this happened at Howard University. And it was formed to just so that each organization can have one collective voice where they can come together, collaborate, fight for social justice, civic engagement. Some of the other focuses are leadership development, academic excellence. So all of these pillars, right, were very important for each one of these organizations. And so today, these organizations continue their mission to serve communities. This is through education initiatives, scholarships, political advocacy, and global outreach. I was on a call, a D9 call, a couple of weeks ago, and our Fridays, our VIP Friday day, we're going to do a design. And in that design, well, I don't want to give away too much. We'll wait to Friday. Never mind. All right. I'll keep going. All right. So, but the Divine Nine has been instrumental in shaping leaders, advocating for social justice, playing a critical role, right, in the African American experience for the culture. Right. And so I just got ahead of myself. Y'all, I do that when I teach as well. I just go on, and I didn't say what I needed to say on the next slide. But the core missions of each, in PHC, in each of the fraternity and sorority is aimed to uplift the communities, right? And that's through these 4 pillars: academic excellence, civic engagement, social justice initiatives, and leadership development. And like I said earlier, that like still holds true for today. All right, so now we're going to get into these organizations. So the first Black Greek letter organization was Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity. They were founded at Cornell University. They were the first, as I said, so founded in 1906. Their colors are black and gold. So they were the first Greek letter organization. And this is a fraternity, right? So there's the African American men, and they again created A Phi A, as you will often hear it referred to. You can hear it as the Alphas, A Phi A, and Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. That is its trademark name, right? But they provide scholarships, fellowship, advocacy for justice, as we said before, as those pillars of the NPHC. And so some of their principles, they talk about the manly deeds, scholarship, and then just general love for all mankind, and providing service, right, to all mankind. So A Phi A played a pivotal role in the civil rights movement. And that was when A Phi A was formed, it was not only a place for Black college men could get together and fellowship, but it was also for service, right? It was also for civic engagement. In addition to some of these other fraternities and sororities existed, right? But none that African American or Black men or women, right, could join. So they had the leadership initiative that uplifted the community worldwide. And so if you can see here, there's the crest. And when we get into talking about design, we'll talk about like the proper use of the crest, what you can and cannot put the crest on, colors, proper hex codes, and all of that. So here are some famous men. Hill Hopper, our famous Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and then there's Omar Hardwick, right? That are famous alpha men. There are plenty other ones. You can always Google famous alphas, and you can get a list there. Sometimes, and I think Alpha is one of those websites that if you go to their website, I think it's AP a1906.com. If you go there, you can see a list, right, of all of these famous alpha men. All right. So, all you can see is, let me do a stop share. Because I was told that you all are not able to see the slides. Were you all not able to see the slides? Okay, so when I hit stop sharing, you all are able to see. Let's see how we can. As I'm looking, I'm here, I can see the chat. Do y'all have any questions? We saw it once you scrolled. Okay. All right, let me try this again. Let me try this again. So if I hit this from current slide, Alt tab. Oh, wait. Okay. How is that? Vashon, let me know how we're looking. And I can go back to the A5A slide. Are we seeing it now? I may have to. No. Okay. Give me a second, y'all. All right. I am sharing the screen and I am going to do from current slide. I think this is where I lose people. Now you all see. Perfect. I am so sorry about that. Let me go back a little bit and show you the crest. When I was talking about A5A, here's the crest here. And then the famous alpha men. I'll let y'all look at that for a little bit. It's a nice slide to look at. And then we were about to pick up here with Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which is over the next couple of slides, as we're going through these sororities and fraternities, the name that's across the top, that's the trademark name. There are certain times where you will use the entire name versus just AKA or Alpha Kappa Alpha. But second Black Greek letter organization that was found. Also, it was the first Black Greek sorority, and this was in 1908, Howard University in Washington, D.C. And so it started with 9 women, and they wanted to start this similar to Alpha Phi Alpha, but have 4 females that had sisterhood, right? It promoted sisterhood and still with that theme of scholarship and service, right? But since being founded, AKA has grown globally. I want to say, and I think all of the 9 fraternities and sororities have grown globally. So you can find a chapter in Jamaica or some other place, right? But holding true to uplifting communities, and this again is through education and advocacy and social support or social impact. Right. And so as you can see, the shield is here as well, bearing the colors. You will see gold in this shield, in addition to the pink and the green. I will just give you a little design pointer about this particular shield. Is there are actually incorrect shields out there that people, I don't know where they're coming up with it, but when you are designing your products, make sure that you are using the correct shield. Not seeing the AKA screen. Y'all, I'm not sure what's happening. Am I going before, or maybe if I do in this view? Is this a better view for seeing? I think when I go into presentation mode is where you all are not being able to see me or see the screen. Let me, okay, seeing it now. All righty. So sorry about that. Here is the shield. And so again, making sure you use the appropriate or the right shield when you're designing. Here are some famous women. We talked about Cynthia on yesterday and how she is an AKA woman, and how fitting that role in Wicked, with the colors of the pink and the green. And there was some questions like how was she not, how were they not sued or anything like that, but it was actually promoted. Wicked was promoted pretty heavily by AKA women, because she is actually an AKA. Wanda Sykes, Felicia Rashad, and it's Terry McMillan. So these are famous AKA women. All right, so moving to the third fraternity, second fraternity, third Black Greek letter organization that was founded, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. They were founded in 1911, a different university. So first we had Cornell, and then we had Howard. Now we're at Indiana University. And their mission, just to foster achievement in the field of human endeavor. Again, that social responsibility, human rights, civil rights type of focus. They had 10 founders that created this brotherhood built on leadership, service, and racial, trying to face and fight for disbandment of racial barriers. Those were some of the core values of Kappa men, or KA Psi. Those were the various ways they're referred to, other than Kappas, Kappa men, or Kappa Alpha Psi, or KA Psi. And so again, another fraternity that is global and committed to excellence, membership, and then again that theme of community upliftment. We think about when these fraternities and sororities were established, and you think about what was happening in the world in 1906 and 1908 and 1911, right? Community empowerment, community upliftment, and then just that fight for civil rights, right? Some famous men. Y'all, I got to tell y'all this story about Lance Gross. So the Crossing Box, we have Famous Fridays, where we highlight a famous Greek person and we'll tag them in it, right? Usually they don't respond, but Lance Gross actually responded and he reposted our post. So that's one of our proud moments. We're really excited. But here are some other famous Kappa men, right? We got Johnny Cochran, Colin Kaepernick. All right, so now we're going to talk about Omega Psi Phi, founded in the same year as Kappa Alpha Psi. And they were also founded at Howard University with AKAs. And so they were the first international fraternal organization, right? Founded at an HBCU. They had 3 founders, and then they had a faculty advisor. This was back in 1911. And so their principles were principles of manhood. We see scholarship again, perseverance, and then uplift. So you see that theme of uplift, right, of the community. Today, they continue to impact communities worldwide through leadership, service, and then unwavering brotherhood. So, a little bit about the Omega Shield. You will see it shown different ways, and it's completely okay. Sometimes you'll see it with a circle around it. Sometimes it's on a white background and has a double circle, and there's Omega Psi Phi around in it. If you become licensed in Omega Psi Phi, you will get a branding guide that will show you the correct shield, which to use and which not to use. But that's just something unique about their shield. Some call it shield, some call it crest, right? Is that they actually have different variations of theirs. All right, and here's some famous men. All right, Tom Joyner. Look, I see a theme in these Omega men. But Shaq and then Steve Harvey, some famous men there. All right, the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, also founded at Howard University. This is in 1913. There were 22 women that make up the founders of Delta Sigma Theta. They are dedicated again to that scholarship, that service, and that sisterhood. And so Delta Sigma Theta really, once they were formed, they hit the ground running, right? Being participating, right, in these historic events, right, that fought for civil rights and the civil rights movement. And so the first thing they did was participated in the Women's Suffrage March. And you can, if you Google Delta Sigma Theta and Women's Suffrage March, you can actually see photos of that. But it just showed their commitment, right, to activism. Today, they are global, right? And they continue to have that global force for change, that theme of empowering communities and through education, advocacy, and public service. And then as you can see, here is the Delta Sigma Theta shield. I haven't seen this particular shield misrepresented. If you Google, that's why I caution you to Google the shield in particular, because there could be some misrepresentation, right, in the shield, and you don't want to use that particular shield. Put it on a design, and then I have done it before, y'all. I didn't pay attention to the do's and the don'ts, because sometimes they're spoken and written, and sometimes they just depend on each chapter, right? I'll tell y'all this story. We'll get to Iota Phi Theta. They're the last fraternity / organization that was founded. And I posted a shirt. It was a white shirt, and it had the letters across the chest. Someone kindly DM'd me on my social media, and I'm using kindly loosely. And they said, we do not wear our letters on white. And I was like, thank you very much for letting us know. And I politely took it down. However, I do know there are other, fraternities that do, but it's best to err on the side of caution than to be, banned and no one wants to buy from your business, right? But I just had to throw that out there about understanding the do's and don'ts, and try not to try to go through the branding guide that is there on their website, right? Famous Delta women, there's Shirley Chisholm, there's Cicely Tyson, Angela Bassett. So wonderful, wonderful women, historical women. The names that Delta women, Delta Sigma Theta, of course, DST, you will see, I don't know. I have ran into different opinions about being called the Reds. The younger Delta women don't mind it so much, but I find that the older women really don't want to be referred to as the Reds. So I have designed with the word the Reds before for someone, but I really haven't designed with it since then. All right. Next, we have Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, founded at Howard. We're now into 1914. And I want to just kind of cause your attention to the January. A lot of these fraternities and sororities were founded in January. So when January rolls around, that is an awesome, awesome opportunity for Founders Day products, right? So just keep that in mind when January rolls around. Usually around October, November, you want to start pushing out Founders Day product. But Howard University, they had 3 founders. They were rooted in brotherhood. Again, that scholarship and service. However, unlike the other organizations of its time, Sigma was established to be inclusive and focus on serving to a greater community, right? Phi Beta Sigma was one of the first fraternities that initiated or welcomed other members other than African American men. Today, all of 9 organizations will, right? But they were first to be inclusive. But they continue to uphold their motto, culture for service, and service for humanity. And again, they do this through leadership, education, civic engagement worldwide. And what I also want to cause your attention to Phi Beta Sigma, because we're going to also talk about it when we get to our next sorority, is that Phi Beta Sigma and Zeta Phi Beta are the only fraternity and sorority that are constitutionally bound. And what that means is that they have a bond of brotherhood, sisterhood. You will oftentimes see AKAs paired with Alpha Phi Alpha as brothers, Sigma Gamma Rho with Kappa Alpha Psi, Delta Sigma Theta with Omega Psi Phi, and so on and so on. But however, Phi Beta Sigma and Zeta Phi Beta are the only 2 that are bound by Constitution as brothers and sisters. All right. And I want to also say this, though, as you are designing for Phi Beta Sigma and Sigma Gamma and Zeta Phi Beta, you do not want to overlap the names or connect, right, them in any way. It's okay to have a Phi Beta Sigma man and a Zeta Phi Beta woman, right? It's okay to have Phi Beta Sigma and Zeta Phi Beta, but do not like marry the 2. And it'll make sense when you see Zeta Phi Beta. Example would be Zeta Phi Beta Sigma. That's a no-no. Even though they are constitutionally bound, that's a no-no. All right, here are some famous Sigma men: Terrence Howard, and we have Bill Clinton here. A lot of people didn't know that he was actually a Sigma, and then we have John Lewis. All right, and so here is Zeta Phi Beta sorority. So as now that you see like the Zeta shield and the Zeta trademark name, you can see how designers may try and merge and marry the 2. You don't want to do that, right? They are constitutional bound, but they are separate organizations, right? Zeta Phi Beta also was found on Howard University, 5 trailblazing women. And this happened in 1920. Committed to scholarship, service, sisterhood, known as the finer womanhood. And so we talked about them being the sister organization to the Sigmas. But again, they were founded on community consciousness, being action-oriented organization. They continue to lead through education, social justice, and service initiatives worldwide. And so that's the theme that you're getting from each organization, because they are service-based organizations. All right. Here's some famous Zeta women: Chrisette Michelle, Esther Roll, Dionne Warwick. So here they are. And then now we have our last of the sororities, which is Sigma Gamma Rho. Butler University in Indiana. This is in 1922. Same theme of scholarship, service, uplifting community. This is the only D9 sorority that was found at a PWI, which is a predominantly white institution. They were not found at HBCU. But they were created to empower Black women. Again, during that time of racial segregation, could you just imagine forming this sorority at a predominantly white institution during racial segregation? I'm talking about the strength, the courage, right, that you have to have behind that. But today, the sorority continues the legacy of excellence through education, leadership, and then global service. Famous women, everybody knows about Fantasia. She was one of, well, the honorary member before, I think, this last round. MC Lyte, Hattie McDaniels are some famous SG Row women. You will hear SG Row, Rowers, Royalty, Poodles, but Sigma Gamma Rho. And lastly is Iota Phi Theta. They were a little bit later on. When I mean a little bit, some of them 60, 50 plus years, right? In 1963, and this is at Morgan State in Maryland. There are 12 founders. And the fraternity established to promote leadership, scholarship, citizenship, brotherhood, a strong commitment to social change, even though they were a little later on, right? They're in the 60s. Racial tension was still high, right, in the 60s as well. But they continue to uplift communities through service, activism, and educational initiatives. And here are some famous iotas. And this guy on the end, his name just slipped me. He was a child actor. Oh, can I remember? It wasn't Moesha. I'm gonna have to look his name up, y'all, because I can't remember. I don't have notes on these slides. But Brian Gumble, and then whatever Cal's name is in real life. I am horrible. So sorry, y'all. But I can't remember their name, but I do remember Brian Gumble. But these are famous Iota men. All right. Now we're going to move on to structure. I really want to see if there's any comments or questions in the chat, but I'm a little scared of stop sharing. I want y'all to be able to see my slides. But I'll take a look at that at the end. All right, because now we're going to talk about the organizational structure. And it's pretty much the same for each of the fraternities and sororities. Each of them, there's nationals, right? Nationals is the governing body to all of the regionals and local chapters. And so they're the ones that approve membership. They're the ones that approve your vendor applications, right? They're the ones that approve conferences and conventions that happen. It's the governing body of each organization. So you have nationals. Then from nationals, you have regions. And all organizations have regions, right? So for Alabama and AKA, we're in the Southeast region, and that comprised of Alabama, Tennessee, and Mississippi. And so we make up the Southeast region of AKA. So you have nationals, and then you have regions or regionals, right? And within the regions, you have local chapters. Within those chapters, you're going to have your undergraduate chapters. These are the ones that are initiated at a collegiate level, at the collegiate level on a campus. Then you have graduate chapters that are initiated after graduation. All right. And so there are different vending opportunities, right, at each of these structures, each of these levels of structures, and even within the chapters itself. So when we talk about vending opportunities at nationals, there are conventions, right? And there's conferences that they invite vendors to vend. So also at regionals, right? There are conferences as well. You can go to a regional conference, you can go to a national conference. Also, nationally, if you are a licensed vendor, you get direct communication of some sort of vending need. And local chapters, that is probably when you build a relationship like with a local chapter, um once you establish that, then it's like you have a returning customer, right? When there's an event they're having, you can design for that event. When they're having new members, you design for their new members. When they're having anything on campus, right, or anything at the graduate level, it kind of gives you that relationship at the local level. But that is the structure of each of the organizations. So now let's get into this market. What motivates D9 members to buy? First of all, I have D9 members on here. It's not just D9 members that buy. There are so many other people who buy D9 products, right? But for the D9 members themselves, of course, there's a deep meaning, right? There's this sense of pride, expression of pride, this connection of their rich traditions, thinking about that history we just talked about, right? Thinking about the fight for civil rights, thinking about the community empowerment and where Black history, right? D9 is part of Black history. And thinking about the fight, thinking about SG Rose and how they, emerged from a PWI, right? When you have a member of a D9 organization, right? They want to wear their colors. They want to wear their letters. They want to show that their connection between this history. They want to show their pride. So they buy, right? It's like in 1906 and 1908, being an African American person on a college campus was a huge deal. You were considered very elite, right? And only to just be on this campus you were considered elite, but now you're part of an organization that is the elite of the elite, right? So you want to show that. You want to showcase that, and you want to say, "Hey, I am a member of this particular organization." So they buy, right? Gift giving. I told y'all yesterday how many AKA tumblers I have, right? Because people know that I'm an AKA and they're like, "Oh, this would be cute," and they'll buy it, right? Oh, let me get this for Tam because she's an AKA. People gift give folks in D9 organizations, right? So there is a market for it. It's not going anywhere as long as we have colleges. It's there. So now let's talk about who buy. Current undergraduate members. They are new. They are fresh, right? And I don't know if I told you my story, but the reason why I started the Crossing Box, well, I tried to on 09. I did tell you that story. But when I was first a member of AKA, I wanted to own everything pink and green. And I mean everything. But it was expensive. And I just couldn't do it, right? But whenever I had the opportunity to buy something, I did, right? So current undergraduate members, they are going to showcase those letters. They're definitely going to do that, right? Graduate members. Remember I said some people are initiated as a graduate after college. They are still equally as excited, right, to buy these buy products, right? So they buy products as well. Graduate members. Family and friends, they do not know what to buy. So they need guidance, right? that's how I came up with the crossing box. Because I'm like, people, they don't know what to, especially if they're not Greek, they don't know what to buy. So let me help you out. Let me prepackage this so that you know what to buy and you can gift your family or your friend this product, right? Chapters buy as well. When they have new members coming in, they buy new member gifts, right? When they have events, I can remember long time ago, not that long ago, when I was in undergrad, we would have like AKA week, right? We would have a lot. We actually just celebrated the 50th last year, the 50th reunion, right? And so we had shirts made. So you can cater to chapters to do specific things such as new members or events or weekends or weeks, right? And then college and university students, student life offices, do not count them out. They have, we talked about the NPHC in the beginning, right? So each college organization, they have an NPHC office. And I know for Alabama State, when they have new members, you know, you have to go through your NPHC office and they actually bring in all of their new members at the same time. So that's a good connection when you want to try and partner with with a college or a university, right? You want to get in there so that when they have new members or when they're looking for vendors, you can go and try to get the NPHC office. And that way, whatever organizations they have on campus, you have access to all organizations on campus. Not all organizations are on all college and universities campuses, but they will have access, right, to the ones that are on campus. All right, let's key products and categories. I don't know why the title is that color, but so what do they buy, right? Apparel is probably number one. Shirts. Here in this picture, you see a line shirt. Line shirts are huge. Line jackets are huge, especially when you customize the line shirts with the initiation year or the chapter, right? Their number or the line name on the back. I mentioned before that it was a time where if you put the colors on anything, they'll be ready to buy it up. No. Good quality items and products you should be your focus, not just making sure you get the colors right, but good quality products. Also, when you talk about selling apparel, oftentimes they want something new and fresh, right? Something unique. And so you want to try and come up with some unique things that are not, I say product test, right? Product test with your audience, because sometimes it's a little hit and miss of some of the designs. Accessories are huge. Bracelets, especially silicone bracelets, lanyards, keychains, lapel pins, right? All of these things are huge. You see the dog tags sometimes, but I will tell you, when you are submitting your application to Omega Sci-Fi, do not put them dog tags in there because they will say, nope, we don't want that. They are really big on, I don't want to say rebranding Omega, but I don't even know the correct word to use. It's not making them more professional, but some of the things that are traditionally tied to Omega Men, the dog calling, the tongue out, nationals are like, no, we don't want that. And actually, when I was submitting my application to Omega on my website, these were the pictures on my website, not the products I was selling. The Omega guy on my website had his tongue out. Now, I didn't pay that any attention, right? Or I'm not gonna say I didn't, but it was just like an Omega man doing what Omegas do, is what I thought. But before I was approved, they said you're gonna have to change that picture on your website. Now, I didn't mind making that change. We were doing a photo shoot, so I had several pictures I could choose from. There was one very similar. He just didn't have his tongue out, and I said, "Sure, done," because having that licensure was more important than the picture on the website because it's just like the banner picture. Home and decor items, blankets. This is actually my very own blanket I made with my t-shirts, my old college t-shirts. But artwork, um, you can get creative, right? With uh Vashan is on here and she's made a LED light. They are super, super cute. When I think about like home and decor items as well. So home and decor items, footwear. Footwear is a little iffy. These flip flops exist, and sororities love them. Socks exist. I've had an alpha was like, I don't know about a sock. We can't wear things on the ground. Again, I know the shield for sure. Letters are safer when we talk about footwear. Usually, people may design sneakers in the color, and they may put a letter on a tongue or something like that. But I would be cautious of the footwear. Flip flops, I'm gonna say that's a must because sororities love them. Event paraphernalia. This is a Sigma Gamma Rho pen. This was their centennial. I still have some lessons learned there, but we talked about events that sororities may have or fraternities may have, and they want a specific pen or a specific shirt for that event. So that's a time to get a contract, right, with a chapter and produce those type of products. Formal ceremonies, you always see at graduation, right? The graduation stoles. This is one of the basic ones. They can get really, really fancy. That could be your niche alone, right? Graduation stoles as your product that you choose to sell. There are different types of niches that you can dive into. We talked a little bit about the Lady in the Diva lipstick. I think that is phenomenal. Number one, the lipstick is beautiful. For Delta Sigma Theta, there is one particular company that specializes in just custom wear. And so they do the most beautiful custom line jackets. And so they're based out of Atlanta, Stuff for Greeks. And people send in what they would like for to put on their jacket, and they will embroider the most beautiful jacket. So that was their niche. There are companies that specifically sells like jewelry, earrings, necklaces, rings, right? So you don't have to sell it all. You can find your specific niche and specialize in that. All right. Oh, we did good. We did good. I said we did. We got 2 minutes left. All right. So now let's talk about homework. This homework is for our freebies. So if you are not part of VIP, you still have homework to get in for your drawing for tomorrow. And so your homework for tonight is I want you to list 3 types of buyers who may purchase your products and brainstorm 1 product for each type of buyer. So, for example, if you're saying that your 3 types are sorority members, family members, and a chapter. All right. So what product would you brainstorm to sell to the sorority member? What product can you suggest, right, to that family member? And what product do you want to try and promote to your chapter? That is your homework. 3 types of buyers, what product you will try and sell or design to each one of those buyers. Do your homework, upload it into the Facebook group, so that you can be in for the drawing for a VIP spot. We still have 3 more days, and then we have today. After we finish with the free, VIP and I are going to hop on Zoom, and we're going to talk about social media and what is the difference between D9 social media and product-based social media. So we're going to have fun in VIP today. It is not too late to join VIP. Let me tell you what you get. You get the additional 3 days of gems, including in addition to, right, today's social media. So you got 3 days plus social media, right? You get your recorded replays in case you missed something. We had our Q&A session on last night. I don't know about y'all, but I had fun during that Q&A session. But it didn't stop at just yesterday's Q&A session. You get that each time we hop on Zoom, right? You have your accountability community. You're going to get that free design that we're going to have fun doing on Friday. You're going to have access to more giveaways. You're getting the freebies, get a chance to win VIP. But hey, after today, free VIP ends for freebies. So you may want to get in so you can get in on some of these other giveaways. Some of them are one-on-one with me, a $25 Amazon gift card. So you may want to hop in on VIP. Also, you get this branded guidelines, 2 ebooks, how to set up your business and how to go through the licensure process, right? Step by step, you get a book. And then you get your free badge that you get to upload in the Facebook community and brag that you got into VIP. All right. So it's still time to get into VIP. If you have not signed up for VIP, come on in the room. We are having fun over there. We are having fun over there. I'm going to stop share and I'm going to drink. All righty. Okay, let's see what we got here. TC. Oh, yes. That is his name. TC. I'm calling him Cal Barker. Yes, all of those Omega men were bald. Oh, goodness. Yes. And yes, I had no idea what I was doing. When you brought your son's crossing, that is probably one of the questions I get. Hey, my son's about to cross. What do I need to get? What do you have? And yeah, that is probably the number one question of family members who are buying. All right, guys. That is it for day 2. I will see, hopefully, you all in the VIP room where we will talk about social media. It is not too late. Let me put some links in the chat. I am going to put the VIP link in the chat. It is not too late to get in. You will get instant access. All right, we're going to let that to today's social media. If you don't happen to get in today, it will be recorded. And so you can go back and watch it. But on day 3, we're getting we're going to get into it. You're going to learn how to set your business up the right way. We're going to do that tomorrow on day 3. On day 4, we are step-by-step licensure process. What do we need to do? We're going to talk about it all. Okay. Day 4, like I said, we're going to have some fun. We're going to design in Canva using AI. And then we're going to learn we're going to use that design in some sublimation. And I'm excited about what we're going to sublimate on Friday. So get in the VIP room. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. VIP, I will see you all in a few minutes. We're a little bit behind. I said we were early, now we're behind. So I will see y'all over in Zoom. And Thank y'all. Good night.